Okay, we're having a battle now here in America about how much we should be doing abroad. What does Ukraine mean to American interests? Now, you think that only affects us, but it doesn't. I want to bring in retired Brigadier General Mark Kimmitt, okay? He has done so many top echelon jobs. He has such understanding of all of the different spokes that go into this wheel of policy. And I heard something that really worried me today, General, which is France and Germany saying, forget about the United States. We got to break free from them. We have to build up our own military capabilities. Nobody's really covering it, and I don't know why. What did it mean to your ears?
Well, it is absolutely delightful to hear that the French and the Germans are going to build up their capacities. Listen, France has wanted to leave the United States behind since de Gaulle threw us out of France and left NATO in 1966. That's just a long-standing aspiration of the French. They set up the EU military command. It's a good organization, but it can never do anything that the Americans can do when it's done through NATO. The EU in total has about 1/4 of the defense budget of the United States alone. So I think that if this means that the European allies will increase their capacity, I think we're delighted with that. And if they want to take on separate missions without the United States, I think we would be delighted for them to have that self-sufficiency as well. But look, as long as the United Kingdom only has 50 tanks, it's going to be a long, long time before they can be completely independent of the United States. So I'm not worried, Chris.
But what about their ability to say, no, you don't get what you want, America. We don't care what you think.
Well, in NATO, we've always had what we call the silence procedures, which means that if anybody has a proposal, everybody has to agree to it. Everybody has to come to a consensus. One country say no or breaks silence, as we called it, and it doesn't happen. So sure, they can become more assertive. And what's not to like about that? In their case, they have wanted to have more responsibility for their own defense, and this certainly does give them the opportunity to do that.
So you don't think it's a threat to America or its interests?
It certainly could. I mean, the fact remains, if the Europeans not only say no to the Americans in terms of helping them in Europe, but not helping us in other areas that are more critical to us, like China and Japan, then there could be an effect. But I think what we're hearing right now is a lot of rhetoric. And at the end of the day, a stronger Europe is a better Europe. As the old saying goes, the purpose of NATO is to keep the Americans in, keep the Russians out, and to keep the Germans down. And if the Germans start rearming, that's a good thing for the common defense against aggressors like Russia.
All right, General Kimmitt, I appreciate the perspective. I feel a little bit easier about it now. Thank you for that. I trust your experience. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.